Neil Sedaka, the beloved hitmaker behind decades of timeless music, has died at the age of 86. The legendary singer-songwriter passed away on Saturday, February 28, according to multiple media reports, leaving fans, fellow musicians, and the wider music community in profound shock. For more than 6 decades, his melodies shaped generations, and his sudden passing marks the end of a remarkable musical era. News of his death began circulating after reports confirmed that he had been hospitalized prior to his passing. Although specific medical details have not been disclosed, the announcement came as a heartbreaking surprise to many who had continued to follow his music and public appearances in recent years. The absence of an official cause of death has only deepened the sense of loss, as admirers struggle to process the sudden farewell. In an emotional statement released shortly after his passing, Sedaka's family shared their devastation. "Our family is devastated by the sudden passing of our beloved husband, father, and grandfather Neil Sedaka," they wrote. The tribute described him as a true rock and roll legend and an inspiration to millions around the world. Yet beyond the stage lights and awards, they emphasized that he was, above all, a loving family man who will be deeply missed by those closest to him. As the news spread, tributes poured in from across the music industry. Fellow artists, songwriters, and longtime friends took to social media to honor his extraordinary talent and lasting influence. Among them was Carole King, a fellow icon from the historic Brill Building songwriting era. She remembered Sedaka not only as immensely talented, but as someone who inspired her to pursue her own songwriting dreams. Her words reflected the deep respect shared among the pioneers who helped define modern pop music. Born on March 13, 1939 in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, Sedaka's journey began in a modest neighborhood that would eventually produce one of pop music's most refined composers. His musical ability became apparent at an early age. A perceptive teacher recognized his talent and encouraged his parents to nurture it. That early encouragement led to piano lessons and eventually to a scholarship at the Preparatory Division for Children at Juilliard. The classical training he received there would later become the foundation of his polished songwriting style. Sedaka emerged from the legendary Brill Building scene in New York City during the late 1950s, a period often described as a golden age for American pop songwriting. Surrounded by ambitious young writers and producers, he quickly distinguished himself with his ability to craft unforgettable melodies. His partnership with lyricists and producers produced a string of hits that dominated the charts. By the early 1960s, Sedaka was a household name. Songs like "Calendar Girl," "Happy Birthday, Sweet 16," and "Breaking Up Is Hard to Do" became instant classics. His smooth vocals, combined with intricate piano arrangements and catchy hooks, created a signature sound that resonated with teenagers and adults alike. He achieved 3 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 and placed 9 songs in the top 10, securing his place among the era's most successful artists. Yet Sedaka's influence extended beyond his own recordings. He penned hits for other artists, demonstrating versatility and a deep understanding of popular taste. His songwriting for Connie Francis resulted in the 1958 classic "Stupid Cupid," a song that remains iconic decades later. Years afterward, he co-wrote "Love Will Keep Us Together," which became a chart-topping hit for Captain and Tennille, introducing his work to a new audience. Like many artists from the early rock and roll era, Sedaka faced challenges as musical tastes shifted during the late 1960s. The rise of British rock bands and evolving production styles temporarily slowed his momentum in the United States. However, rather than fading away, Sedaka reinvented himself. The mid-1970s marked a remarkable comeback. A renewed appreciation for his songwriting talent, along with support from younger artists, helped reintroduce him to mainstream audiences. One key supporter during this resurgence was Elton John, who collaborated with Sedaka on the 1975 hit "Bad Blood." The track soared to #1, proving that Sedaka's appeal transcended generations. Over the course of his long career, Sedaka earned 5 Grammy nominations, including one at the second ever Grammy Awards ceremony in 1959. In 1983, he was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, a recognition of his enduring impact on the craft of songwriting. He also received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1978, a permanent symbol of his place in entertainment history. Despite achieving legendary status, Sedaka never lost his connection to audiences. He continued touring internationally well into his later years, performing intimate shows that blended storytelling with timeless hits. Fans often described his concerts as warm and personal experiences filled with humor and gratitude. At the heart of his life was family. Sedaka is survived by his wife, Leba Strasberg, whom he married in 1955. Their marriage spanned more than 6 decades, a rare achievement in the entertainment world. Together they raised 2 children, daughter Dara and son Mark. Those closest to him often spoke of his devotion as a husband and father, emphasizing that family remained his anchor throughout his career. In the hours following the announcement of his passing, fans flooded social media with memories. Some shared stories of attending his concerts decades ago. Others recalled listening to his records on vinyl with their parents. Many described how his songs marked milestones in their lives: first dances, graduations, weddings, and road trips filled with youthful hope. Though the official cause of death has not been disclosed, the overwhelming reaction underscores the breadth of his influence. Sedaka was not merely a singer of hits, he was a composer whose melodies captured universal emotions. Love, heartbreak, joy, nostalgia, his songs touched them all. The family has yet to announce funeral arrangements, but it is certain that tributes will continue in the coming days. Music historians and fans alike are reflecting on a body of work that helped shape American pop music's identity. Neil Sedaka's passing at 86 closes a chapter in music history, but his legacy endures. His recordings remain timeless, played across generations. Young artists still study his songwriting structure, and longtime fans continue to find comfort in his melodies. More than 6 decades after he first sat at a piano as a young boy in Brooklyn, Sedaka leaves behind a legacy defined by discipline, creativity, and heart. His voice may no longer be heard live on stage, but it lives on in every note preserved on record. While his family grieves privately, the world grieves alongside them, not only for a legend lost, but for a voice that once defined the soundtrack of youth for millions. Neil Sedaka may have left this world at 86, but the music he gave to it will never fade.